This is the time that we are going to winterize the Nova 20C. Come on along and enjoy the ride. What we're going to do is take a look that we've got our freshwater tank at 45%. I already emptied the gray and black when we just got back from camping. However, let's go ahead and empty the water first, and then we will get ready to put in the RV flush. First thing that we'll do is we will lift the seat covers on the Coachmen. And there are 3 valves in here that say drain, so we're going to go ahead and open those up. And these 3 hoses will drain and at the same time we'll go to this side of the coach. Remove these this board, and there are 3 valves here that we will open up as well, and those 3 are located on the driver's side. Drain that. Since I have the water purifying system on the coach, I'll get this ready to be also winterized. Right now all I'm going to do is unplug the unit, and you'll notice that the blue light on the power pack goes out. That's part of the instructions. One of the things I've got to do in the back of the rig is get to the Truma system. I had to incline the couch a little bit forward so that I can take a look and see the Truma unit, and I'll be removing this panel right here to allow me access to the valves. With the screws loosened, I can now remove this back panel, and now I have access to the valves back here to get the Truma set up. One of the things I want to do is there is a valve straight down there. It's a yellow valve. If I flip that up, it will release the water in the Truma system. You can see that the Truma system is now draining its water source. With all the drains open and the Truma valve open in the back, in the last 5 minutes it drained down to about 30%. So when it gets down to 0, we'll go to the next stage of flushing. At the same time, while I'm draining from the valves that are inside the wheel wells and the Truma, I've also opened the faucets at the sink and the bathroom just to allow air to get sucked back through, so it makes it easier for it just to drain a little bit easier. Now that the Truma has been drained of its water, I've got to turn on the bypass. So these valves right here, the one on the bottom, I turn it at 90 degree. There's this one over here. I also turn it at a 90 degrees. So what's happening is when I do the flush, it'll only come through the bypass, and I'll turn on the bypass. In order to bypass the truma, I turn the valve 90 degrees here at the bottom, as well as here, and I open this valve up here. So when the water comes in through the blue, it'll bypass into the red and back in that direction. I also turn the valve off where I drain the truma, so this way no solution can get back into the truma itself. Okay, the water has stopped dripping from underneath the coach, so I will now close off the valves that suck from the tank. So these 3 valves are closed, and there's a third one here, or fourth one, I'm sorry. It comes from the tank. We will shut that off so they're not pulling any air. I also have to turn off these valves here before we do any type of RV flushing, and this is on the driver's side of the wheel well. So we'll go ahead and turn these valves off. These drain valves. And now we're all set there. In the air. So the only thing that it'll be pulling is from this hose right here. That will be inside the RV jug. But before I do that, let's go ahead and see if there's any remaining water left in the lines for it just to go with the gray tank, and then I'll empty the gray tank. When I did that test just to see if there's anything left, I still kept the tank valve open here from the master tank, fresh tank, just to see if there's anything left, and it did not pull anything. It just pulled air. So now I'll close this valve. It goes to the tank, and then I will use this for the RV fluid, and then start pumping it through the different areas. Came across one little hiccup. The RV jug and the connector that goes into the RV jug will not fit. So I'm going to have to do a little modification, cut around here, and then allow this to slip in down there. I'll have to update it with maybe a hose later on, but yeah, this will not work until I open up this opening so I can stick it into the bottom. As you can see, I cut the top a little bit of the jug so that I could stick that in there. Let me remove the plug, screw it at the bottom. Now I can just set this inside like so, and let's go ahead and suck some radiator fluid or RV fluid. The hose is not long enough, so I'm going to have to go higher inside this valley. Now we can turn it back on. We'll go ahead and turn on the faucets. We got some pink. We'll turn on the filter. I'll have to get another bottle. Instead of cutting another hole on another bottle, I'm just going to pour the contents of this bottle into that bottle and just keep using it till we get this RV flushed. With the contents of that bottle now full, we'll turn the pump back on. But it has that filter. This one, definitely pink. Let's then go to the bathroom and purge this. This is the hot side. And this is the cold side. We have pink for the hot, pink for the cold. There's a supervisor.
Hey, happy birthday to me. Did you do the first sweater? Arrow, come. Good boy.
Alright, so we have pink in the toilet. The only thing left is to go outside and do the hose on the side of the unit. One area that you also want to make sure that you cover when you're doing your flushing of your RV is to flow some through your diverter valve in your bathroom. We got pink in the bucket. When winterizing, it may also be a good idea to run antifreeze through your black tank flush. If you used water throughout the year and winter came, there may be some residual water in your black tank flush, so by putting some antifreeze through there, you eliminate any freezing of that line. The next thing that we're going to do, since we've pumped everything through the system, is I'm going to shut the valve off that goes to the water purifying system. So now water is completely turned off here. I'm going to pull the tubes off and pull the filter out. And then I'll just check to make sure there's no, backflow some fluid here onto a rag from the unit up above, but I think we're good. One thing you don't want to forget is the drain in your shower, to give it some antifreeze. So we're going to give it a little bit. And then the toilet. It's good. Sink's good. After I got done putting RV fluid in my coach, I went ahead and opened up the one valve down here to the tank, so this way it's ready to go when I put fresh water in the tank. One other thing that I'd like to do before I put this coach to sleep for a little bit is we're supposed to exercise the generator just to get some of that old gas out of the carburetor with some new, and we're supposed to do that every 30 days. So I'm going to go ahead and do that and run it for about 5 minutes. Someone told me to hit stop. It purges it or gives it gas, and then I hit start. And the generator just turned down. So we'll kind of let that run for 5 minutes.